Good Saturday morning. This is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty NCW and the host of Home Sweet Home Radio. I wanted to start today's broadcast with a heartfelt thank you from me to you. On this show, each and every Saturday morning, we explore a variety of real estate topics. We'll introduce fascinating people and their unique take on a variety of subjects. We'll bring on our Keller Williams real estate brokers and find out what makes them tick, mainly so you can get to know them as I do. I want you, our listeners, to know that without you, this show simply wouldn't be possible, and for that, I'm extremely grateful. Our brokerage now has brokers in almost every city in north central Washington, and we are by far the fastest growing and the largest real estate company in our area, and we just think we're getting warmed up. I love to bring authenticity to the program. I'm not afraid to say what I feel and mean what I say. I hope you enjoy today's show, and thank you once again for making Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends a reality each and every Saturday morning.
Welcome to another episode of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Here's your host, Russ McClellan.
Hey, good Saturday morning to you. This is Russ McClellan with Home Sweet Home Radio. Hey, I'm Russ McClellan. That's me. And I have a special friend that I had just met, Naomi Harrison, in the house with me. How are you
doing?
I'm doing good. You just came on our team, Keller Williams. I am stoked for you. And what I thought we'd do today, we got 4 segments in this show, about 11 and a half minutes each. And I just want to introduce people that may not know you, what you're all about at Keller Williams, and where you came from, what blood type you have, all that good stuff.
And all of that.
In the land of COVID. But yeah, you made an aggressive move, and you joined us recently. And I just kind of want to start from the beginning. Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Seattle, Washington. I've been a Pacific Northwest gal for my whole life. My dad got transferred when I was in 6th grade to Coulee City, so we moved over to Coulee City and grew up there.
Right.
Loved being in the Eastern Washington.
All right, we talked about we have a mutual friend, Big Scott. Hey,
yes.
Big Scott Isaac. How you doing, buddy?
Scott.
How's that football game treating you in 87? We were just talking about it. Anyway, it's a good time. No, Scott's a great guy. And so you were at Coulee City, and then then did you jump from Coulee City to East Wenatchee?
No. My parents divorced my junior year in high school, and so my senior year I had the choice of going to beautiful Yakima, Washington, or Bellevue, and I chose Bellevue. So I graduated from Newport High School in Bellevue, and then I came back to Wenatchee area, went to college here, fell in love with it, and here I am.
Yeah, so you're a Knight. You're a Wenatchee Valley College Knight.
Yes.
And you
yes.
went in.
And Newport High School Knight, too.
Oh, yeah. I was a Trojan, Manson Trojan. And then I was a Knight. Yes. I think I was there in 88 and 89, so you must have come just after me.
Yep, 91. 91.
I love that school. I had a great time. Mm-hmm. Played a lot of basketball. Didn't drink one beer, I promise.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. So what have you been doing before you got into real estate? And we also talked off air about you're a CrossFit coach.
Yes. I'm a CFL 1 certified CrossFit coach.
And a Beachbody coach before that, you told me.
And previously Beachbody coach, yes.
Yeah, I'm still a Beachbody guy. We talked about that. I'm a P90X.
The P90X, yes.
I love it.
Tony Horton, he's awesome.
Do your best, forget the rest. There's a lot that's similar, like in sports in general, I think, to real estate. But what did you do before real estate?
I've been a photographer for about 10, 12 years.
Okay.
So I got into real estate really because I was doing real estate photography.
Right.
And I've always loved looking at homes. And so I figured that was a good next step.
Yeah. Do you still do that? Are you still
photography?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I take my own real estate photos.
Well, it's such an important aspect of real estate now with, it's like 90% of our leads coming online, and everybody's going through, picture after picture after picture. I always tell our agents and our clients, like, look, you got to do something to stop people in their tracks when they're online, because we're just like attention deficit disorder.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
that excellent photo and now video, right? Whether it's drone or just video walkthroughs. Have you started doing any of that yet?
Not quite into the drone yet.
Yeah. Well, that's why one of the things we talk about is, what we try to do at Keller Williams, and you just literally came on in the last month,
Monday.
And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you because we have a mutual friend and you heard about us through another one of our brokers.
Yes.
Lisa, right?
Yes, really good friend of mine, Lisa Boyle. We were together at a different office, and she made the move to Keller Williams, and she's been in my ear ever since.
Yeah, her first month she sold 10 homes.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Wow. Yeah, so
Yeah,
she's
the
a
badass
go-getter.
I look up to.
Well, you have that drive too. I mean, that's the fun thing about Keller Williams. What we try to do is help you, and my philosophy in management at Keller Williams and just in life is hire really good people and then try to get out of their way, right? So I mean, let you be
Let them do their thing.
Yeah, I think there's so often it's one of those things where I think when you're the tip of the spear of any organization, it's kind of an old school but archaic way to think that everybody should conform to you.
Right.
We all bring something to the table, and we all have past experiences, whether we've been in real estate a year or whether we've been in real estate like me since 1927. I look pretty good for 140. Whatever. I don't know. I've been in real estate since 1989. But the funny thing about it is I'm going to learn from you.
Right.
Like I learn from everybody. And that's the key, right? When you're dominant or you're narcissistic or you're arrogant or you're all that in a bag of chips in your own mind, I think you can lose track of how much you can learn. And I almost feel sorry for people like that end up being it's not really a sustainable model. It's not really something that's a happy place, right?
Right.
Most of the time, I think that I go to work, and now we're doing a lot on Zoom, right? So I'm working with our agents. We're pushing 70 agents all the way from Leavenworth to the Canadian border. And all the little towns in between. And what we like to do at Keller Williams is just embrace that collective wisdom, for lack of a better word, where just the other day, you'll find that Stephanie Jones is our managing broker of everyone. So she's kind of overwatcher, right? And it's in a positive way, not a belittling way. So she was right and I was wrong. And I just did a video on it. And I go, I love that. I love that.
That she corrected you and made it right.
Yeah, because the reality is, even if we did know it once, we probably forgot. At least me. I mean, I tend to fly fast, and I need to be like, dude, you're out of line. So what makes you feel? What are you excited about in real estate? What kind of turns you on in this game?
I love helping people that thought they couldn't buy a home. Find that perfect home and hand them the keys. That is the best feeling.
Yeah. That's sincere, right? And I think you're going to go a long ways with that attitude. It's, it's one of those things that in life, at the end of the day, I learned this a long time ago, that I felt the most gratifying when I had the least amount of money. Not that I'm allergic to money, but
Money's nice.
In my early 20s and 30s, I felt like I was full of youthful exuberance, and then I was full of this, like a sports, I'll use sports a lot, but it was like a game that there was a winner and a loser. And like there's no tying, right? And so that's, to me, a scarcity mindset. When I shifted, and it took a lot of years, and losing everything in the Great Recession, and sleeping on my couch in the office because I couldn't afford a house, and buying tires on Craigslist for $20 a piece. I mean, I was desperate, and I went bankrupt.
We've all been there.
10 years ago. In fact, it comes off my record in October. But I learned more in that time of vulnerability and just an enlightenment. Like, dude, calm down. You're not that. You're not all that. And what was interesting is before that happened, when I had more money than I thought I'd ever have in a town of 3,500 people, my hometown, in real estate, I was miserable. It wasn't until I learned, to your point, that you already know, that if you help people and you're sincerely and you're giving and generous, and you are bringing all your collective experience in life and hard work to help someone, that's so gratifying to me.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes right back around, full circle.
Yeah. Probably is the same way with your coaching and CrossFit, to watch somebody transform.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody comes in who can't even do a proper squat.
Yeah, I don't even know what a squat is. So.
Right. I mean, just an air squat, just
Well, it's funny because I did
track your knees out over your toes.
Dude, I did legs and back last week. I can barely walk. And I was like, I thought I was in okay shape. And I lost it already.
We're getting old.
I don't know, it takes like 6 minutes to get out of shape and about 6 years to get back in shape. So, so that's cool. I mean, I'm really excited. You are. Where do you see yourself? Like, what's your goal? Is your goal to world dominate? Is your goal to help? One of the things we do in coaching, by the way, is we will help you figure out. And if you say to me, like, instead of a monetary goal, but if you said, hey, I want to make $100,000 a year, one of the things that we will do is say, okay, let's break that down into a process, just like working out, right? Into a workout, into a process. But we'll talk about how many families do you need to help in order to make that goal happen. So the process is to focus on the number of people you need to help, not on the monetary end game.
Right. And that every single day doing something towards your goal.
Yeah, doing the right things in the right order, which quite often in real estate, we forget that it is a career. And I always use my kid, Taylor. How you doing, Taylor? Dr. McClellan. She's an audiologist, and she had to go to school 7-8 years, several $100,000, a lot of anxiety to pass, because in undergrad, to be in a doctorate program, getting an A-, a lot of times it's so competitive these days, you have to take the class again. So she had to just study and study and study. And then when she started, I mean, they don't pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars to be a doctor. I mean, quite often it's a challenging career to get going. I mean, she's doing great and a natural born killer. But at the end of the day, when I hear people in real estate say, "Well, I have to do how many 90 hours, and $500, and then I have to work like 8 hours."
What?
Well, you don't have to. I mean, but you might want to look at it like a career, not a job, right?
Absolutely.
Like, when we come back, we're gonna dive a little deeper and get to know Naomi Harrison a little better. I'm really grateful that you're here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited that you chose us of all the people that you could work with, and I want you to know our commitment is to you. The way our management team looks at it is you are our client. And my prime directive is to help you achieve your goals. So, as the operating partner of this company. So
that's awesome. Looking forward to it.
We'll be right back in just a few minutes with Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. Hey, thanks for tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning. I wanted to share the fact that we've been in business now about 1.5 years. We have over 50 real estate agents, and there's a reason for that. Mainly, it's relationship and culture. Sometimes people definitely look at the money and the commissions and the splits, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships, trust, that familial connection that you have at Keller Williams. That's what we strive to do, and that's how we look at our clients. We now have offices in Brewster, Chelan, and Wenatchee. We have agents in Wenatchee, and East Wenatchee, and Cashmere, and Leavenworth, Chelan, Brewster. Really having a good time. So if you're interested in learning about why is Keller Williams Realty growing as fast as we've grown and have as many agents that are focused on their clients as we do, give us a call at 509-888-0038 or just stop by and see us at 1111 North Mission Street right here in Wenatchee. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner of Keller Williams. I want to thank you for supporting my radio show as we enter our 3rd year of broadcasting. We are going to continue to provide an emphasis this year on real estate education by inviting our affiliate partners to share their knowledge and expertise, as well as discuss current real estate trends and topics with all of us. I'm also excited to introduce our Keller Williams brokers individually so you can get to know them as I do. Sincerely, thank you for supporting Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Call us anytime at 509-888-0038 or stop by our office at 1111 North Mission Street.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. And here's Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday in September. Having a great time. Brand new agent, Naomi Harrison. How you doing?
Naomi. Good. I'm good.
Naomi.
That's
slap,
all right.
slap.
My whole life. Naomi.
Yeah. So say it again. Naomi
Yes.
Harrison. She is with us at Keller Williams as a real estate broker. She's also a photographer.
Yes.
You're also an ex-Beachbody coach, and now you're a CrossFit coach.
Yes.
Big time, and you did like 475 pull-ups.
Well, close.
Yeah, and you got just incredible. You got a lot going on, and you're also a nutritionist. So what I like to do on this show sometimes is introduce our brokers to our listeners so they can get to know you as I do, or in this case, because we just met not that long ago and you're brand new to Keller Williams here, I'm getting to know you as well. And I think it's awesome. I'm excited for you. So tell me about you and your husband, and as far as your nutrition world, what is that all about?
Okay. Well, I'm not a certified nutritionist, just FYI. Okay. So we are carnivore, basically. So that basically means we eat meat, not very many vegetables at all. Maybe a baked potato once every 2 weeks, something like that.
Right.
We do eat dairy, so high fat dairy and meat.
And how long have you been on the carnivore diet?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And so I first got introduced to this on Joe Rogan's podcast via Jordan Peterson, the clinical psychologist that had an immune disorder his daughter did, I believe. And they said that helped with those symptoms.
Yes, it takes them away completely.
Yeah. So there's probably people out there going, this or that, this and that. You know what I love is that we're all able to do things in America that we want to do. Mm-hmm. So you say 2 years later, you feel great.
Amazing. Yes.
What was some of the big changes?
I think gastrointestinal, really, 100%.
Really? And just feel lighter and
just feel lighter,
energy.
Eat less, have more energy. I get filled up quicker than before.
Mm-hmm. And so when you're thinking about dinner, what goes through your mind? Steak or steak?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, steak or burgers.
Steak or burgers.
Tri-tip or burgers. We do intermix wild meats. We do get ground moose or elk or deer or that type of thing.
I'm a hunter. I can go to my grocery store in the mountains. It's good stuff.
We might have to come shopping in your freezer.
Yes, of course. I still have some from going to go again. So I'm excited. Yeah, I think that would be the hardest part for me, just as a limiting belief, getting into it. Like, how would I prepare it? Do you just try to get creative so it's not monotonous?
We do, yeah. We'll throw in some sautéed mushrooms with garlic, just to spice it up a little bit.
And you have how many kids? 6?
6.
So what do they think?
5 that are intermingled in our home.
Do you have any rebels in the teenage world? They're like, Mom, I'm a vegetarian.
Yes.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
My daughter, yes.
And she's like,
Kaylin,
I'm not eating meat.
She will not touch any of the tri-tip, the burgers. She usually has her chicken or fish and her vegetables, lots of vegetables.
Yeah, my kids, when they were young, they used to drive me crazy. We'd go to McDonald's, right? And I was running and gunning, playing sports and doing all this stuff. And I had kids pretty young. And my kids... I'm going to blame you, Grace. That's my kid's mom. We're good friends. But she always had to order her McDonald's burgers with lettuce and mayonnaise only. And the whole point of going to McDonald's was to go fast.
Right.
And then my kids would have to order special things. And I'd be like, this is defeating the purpose of McDonald's.
Fast
food, right? Lettuce and mayonnaise only. I'm like, God, you're killing me, kid. So I just could imagine if I said back then, you're only eating steak and it's going to be elk. They would be like, boycott me.
Yes.
So it's fun. So you and your husband both are really into fitness, obviously. And now with the carnivore diet, you think you're going to stay on that for a long time? Or do you think that's temporary?
Probably lifetime, yes.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm going to have to get in that. I love meat. I mean, I'm a burger guy. I'm a steak guy.
Yes, same.
No offense, people don't, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So, wow, you got a lot of irons in the fire. Do you get up at 2 a.m. to get this done? Or you?
No, absolutely not. 6:30ish.
Yeah,
generally.
So what do you think is going to be the most gratifying thing that you're finding about real estate? You said we talked off air, you started in photography and then you still know a lot of people from that, that now you're maybe, we're recruiting at a pretty aggressive level. We have a platform that can handle a lot of people. We have some big goals. And one of the things we do is we bonus people in a profit sharing program. I think we're the only company that does any form of profit sharing. And we actually profit share monthly at 49% of the monthly net profit. And that 49% that we make, I know it's real because it goes from my account to somewhere else.
Right.
So it's
You
not,
see it go.
it's not a fake profit. I know it's like goes somewhere. And Keller Williams has a system. It's like an algorithm that says, all right, who helped create that profit in that given month? And then there's a percentage based on that. So what we do is, like, I ask other realtors where they're working, we'll often have meetings. We're having meetings every day, actually, with brokers that are from all companies looking at us as a possibility, just like you did. And they're fascinated when they hear that they can actually get a perk or get a bonus for something that they would otherwise do normally.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I like where I work. You should come work here. It's great. So to me, I think with your photography business and your coaching, there's going to be a lot of opportunities there. And just so you know, I'm a big believer that some of the most successful real estate brokers have been in the business less than 5 years in Keller Williams. I mean, it's one guy told me once, he goes, I feel like I just won the lottery working for Keller Williams, because all I did was, I was stupid and dumb, and he was hard on himself. He goes, I didn't know anything, so I just did what they told me, and then I was just smart enough to keep doing it. And now I think he made $16 million last year. Yeah, he's kind of extreme.
I'm excited for all the training and
and the fun thing about the world market, coming from a guy that grew up in Chelan, Manson, and had a real estate company forever, about 30 years before I opened Keller Williams with my partners. That's all I knew, right? And what's interesting about working within a franchise system that is in 55 countries and about 180,000 people, is that every week as an operating partner, I'm on calls, as is our leadership team. And just about the time you think you're pretty good, there's somebody way more efficient. And they a lot of times work less hours. That's half the battle, is just getting your time back.
Exactly.
With the system. And, but there's nothing that really can beat sincerity and being authentic. And that's where I think you're going to just do super good. And you were recruited by Lisa into our company, and you guys kind of remind me of each other, and she's doing pretty good.
Yes, she's doing amazing.
Yeah. So as mentors go, she's not, 5 years in the business, maybe, if that, 3 years.
I think it's less than 3.
Yeah, maybe less than 3. Yeah. She only sold 10 homes in July. No big deal.
I know.
Yeah, she's doing
She's
great.
my goal.
Well, and that's the fun thing about it, is we're all learning from each other, right? So far you've met Taylor and Kelly. Have you met Luke?
I have not met Luke yet.
Yeah. So Luke, he's in Leavenworth. He's our other partner, Luke and Sydney. So welcome to the Keller Williams family.
Thank you very much.
There's an old saying that I think Gary Keller quoted, said, charisma can get people to change companies, but culture can get people to stay. And I think that it's cool that our retention is so high, because what we're all about is helping other people and being humble. I think that's what I've learned in 30 years of selling real estate, and 1,000 classes and all that, is that all I know for sure is the more that you master something, the more that you fundamentally realize there's more to master.
Absolutely.
And
there's always something to learn.
Yeah, it's infinite, and that you can always learn from someone else, and collectively we're almost always smarter than we are as an individual.
Absolutely.
My managing broker proved that to me last week. She was like, I'm right, you're wrong. No, she wasn't like that. I actually commended her, because I'm open, and I also make mistakes, and we just look at it like coaching opportunities, and I do the same thing. What do you think is going to be on the next? What do you think? What's next? You've got a lot of irons in the fire, but you're pretty excited about real estate.
I am. I'm super excited. Yeah. I'm just excited to get my name out there. And like yesterday, I put a post on Facebook saying that I had transferred companies, and one of my friends over in Seattle said, "Oh, welcome to the company. I didn't realize she was with Keller Williams."
Yeah, there's about almost 8,000 agents just in the Northwest. And what you'll find with our platform Command, and this is something that people are thinking about listing with you, Naomi, is we're connected in a network because of a profit-sharing company with thousands of real estate brokers like your friend, and that referral network. So if somebody lists with you, they literally, when you're looking at how many people are coming over the mountains to buy, we offer something, being the largest real estate company on the planet, that no one else can offer. So I appreciate it. Yeah. So when we come back with this, do another segment, and then let you out of this rat race to go sell some houses.
Sounds good.
Right, we'll be back in just a few minutes with Home Sweet Home, Russ McClellan, Naomi Harrison. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner with Keller Williams Realty and the host of this show, Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. I want to take just a minute to say a heartfelt thank you for your support and tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I'm very proud to share that we are celebrating our 50th radio show this month and launching into our third consecutive year of this show, all thanks to you. I also want to thank all the amazing people that were kind enough to come on the show and share their stories, thoughts, fears, wisdom, and experiences with all of us over the last 2 years, including my co-hosts and friends, Sharon Crockett and Michael Maher with Prime Lending. I personally have made some amazing friendships as a direct result of this radio show, and I couldn't be more grateful. As always, throw the phone in the drawer, be present, spend some time with your friends and loved ones, and make it a fantastic Saturday. Thanks again for your amazing support of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. Hey, thanks for tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning. I wanted to share the fact that we've been in business now about 1.5 years. We have over 50 real estate agents, and there's a reason for that. Mainly, it's relationship and culture. You know, sometimes people definitely look at the money and the commissions and the splits, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships, trust, that familial connection that you have at Keller Williams. That's what we strive to do, and that's how we look at our clients. We now have offices in Brewster, Chelan, and Wenatchee. We have agents in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and Cashmere and Leavenworth, Chelan, Brewster. Really having a good time. So if you're interested in learning about why is Keller Williams Realty growing as fast as we've grown and have as many agents that are focused on their clients as we do, give us a call at 509-888-0038 or just stop by and see us at 1111 North Mission Street right here in Wenatchee.
You're tuned to Russ McClellan and Friends on the real estate show Home Sweet Home. Let's get back to Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday morning in September, the land of COVID. Wow. I love the land of COVID. Not so much. All right. Here's the deal. I have Naomi Harrison, who's a brand new real estate broker with us, and you are going to world dominate. I just want you to know that and help thousands of people.
I am.
Yeah. And I can tell that because you're a legit, sincere human. You have that ability to just connect with people. I can feel it. I've interviewed a lot of people. I've trained a lot of people, and we're so lucky to have you. I mean, that's what's cool. Before I forget, I'm going to put your number out here. So if you're interested in talking to somebody whose prime directive is to help other people achieve their dreams in housing, call Naomi at 509-393. That's 509. Grab the pen. You're scrambling right now. Grab the pen. 509-393-0834. And you can text Naomi or call her. I want to dive into who you are. Are you married?
I am married, yes.
Yeah.
Newly married in 2018.
Congrats. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you guys live in East Wenatchee?
East Wenatchee. So I have to just say really quick, we had a CrossFit wedding at our gym.
You had a CrossFit.
Pretty incredible.
How does that go down? Did you like pump iron?
We did. We have pictures of us with overhead presses.
Fun.
And then we had a pull-up contest with him and his brothers.
Ooh, who won?
We tied, but I didn't want to beat him at our wedding, so I stopped.
You're so nice. So polite. Oh, that's great. I finally got to 15.
15 pull-ups? Nice.
Yeah, I started at 2 about
That's
6
awesome.
months, about 100 days ago.
Right
I
on.
could literally do 2 pull-ups, and I was
Wow.
like, how did I get so out of shape again?
Yeah, pull-ups
Again.
are difficult. That is one of the most difficult things in fitness.
Well, in beach body, that's P90X is like, seems like legs, legs and back pull-ups, arms pull-ups, toes pull-ups, everything's
Yes.
a pull-up in P90X.
So that was strict pull-ups?
It was reverse curl.
Oh, yeah. So chin up.
Chin up. Chin up, yeah. I have a problem with my tennis elbow
Oh, yes.
from this, so I'm trying
Yep,
to lay off the...
That's a horrible pain, too.
Yeah, it takes forever. I've had it like 2 months, and the doctor or physical therapist person told me, just stop doing certain things. You're old.
Yeah. Well, and I
For a while.
didn't do very well with pull-ups until I learned the kipping pull-up. Do you know how to kip? We'll have to discuss that
kip.
later.
Have to kip.
So
Hey, look.
yesterday, I jumped on the pull-up bar and I did 55 kipping pull-ups.
Whoa. Nice
So
work.
I could never, ever, ever, ever do that strict. But kipping kind of uses your hips and your shoulders and your legs to
I think I
get
might
you
have seen it on YouTube.
up over the bar. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you have kids?
I do. So I have 3. My husband has 3.
Right.
So
Never a dull moment.
we'll start. No, ever. Start at the top. So his oldest is 31. And he has his own family. He's out in the George area. And then our teenagers, we have my daughter, who is 19. She'll be 20 in November. She's attending college here.
Great.
And then his next oldest is 18. So we have 2 seniors, 18. My son is 17. Then we have his daughter, who is 16. She's a junior this year. And then my 11-year-old is a 5th grader.
Wow. So now, how's that playing out with the land of COVID? A lot of changes.
Pretty good, yeah.
Are you just how's
They're all online schooling.
all
yes.
online? Everybody, right?
Everybody.
Wow. Yeah, who would have guessed, right? 4 months ago.
Right.
And, there's like any change. You either you just adapt, right? I mean, that's life. It's going to that world's going to keep spinning on its axis. So we have to make the best of it.
Yep.
And mindset's everything. In fact, Oliver is in the house. He's behind the camera. And I'm coaching with Fletcher. I hope you're going to sign up for that because
Yes.
he's Fletcher Ellingson. We're going to do mindset work because I believe times like this, but really always, but especially in times of adversity, how you look at it. You can either be a victim or you can just say, you know what, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to go, people still need homes. People still, people still need us. And now more than ever, we're going to double down on the mindset to really have that positive attitude and do that work. We talked about just briefly about people that don't do the right things in the right order, and lead generation is a big part of what we do.
It is. It's
But
huge.
more than anything, when I asked you to come on this show, you know what you said?
Sure.
Yeah. That's because you understand that being a secret agent is not a good idea.
Yes. No, it's not. Absolutely.
007 style agents don't make as much money because you need to get it out there. And I'm excited for you. I think at Keller Williams, what made you, was it just Lisa and her testimonial, or what other things have...
It really was, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about the company. And since Monday, I have been incredibly impressed. And I feel really blessed to be with this company.
Yeah, back at you. What do you find is different between some of the other places in real estate that you may have worked or may have heard of compared to what we're doing?
I really just think that this company really has its stuff together, honestly. Lots of training, programming, everything is set in place.
Yeah.
It really, really lines you up for success.
Well, the funny thing about what I look at, I'm what's called the designated broker and the operating partner. So I have two partners, Luke Groen in Sydney, and then Kelly Hain is my sister, and she's an investor with us. And then she's also our market center administrator, which you've met, and she
Yes.
helps with onboarding. But it's like this. If you met us 3 months ago, talk to us again. If you met us 2 years ago, definitely talk to us again. And if you saw us, it's like 2 years from now, I bet if we look back today, we have a lot of failing forward to do. But I can promise you this, that I will be there for you as your DB. I will also do my whole leadership team will be there because our directive is to help you achieve your goals, like I mentioned. And therefore, we're able to help other people achieve their goals. And yet, making mistakes is normal. I believe we coach right through it. I don't believe in belittling people. I believe that unless you're lying, cheating, or stealing blatantly, then you probably have a different conversation with me. But most of the time, we fail forward in life. It's just, let's press the envelope and let's do what we can. And then collectively, we'll try to keep each other with our crayons inside the lines. I need more help than most because I'm old. Dog, I like to do things my way. But I've learned, I learn from everybody. And I think that culture is something in today's world where if you can bring forgiveness and you can bring grace and you can, you can bring humility to leadership and realize even though there's a certain, we all have certain responsibilities, it literally doesn't matter if you're brand new in real estate, you're going to bring something that I'm going to learn from, I swear. That's how
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
Everybody has different backgrounds and different life experiences.
One thing Gary Keller did too, as you dive into more of our systems, he dropped about $1 billion on a tech platform for us that launched in January. So I don't know how this guy predicts everything like this, because I don't know how.
That was perfect.
I mean, he was geared up, and he said about 2 years ago when I got in the game, he said, look, we've always been an education and training company that happened to sell real estate, but we're about to become a technology company that happens to sell real estate because the world is going from what they call the physical world with digital enhancements. And what he said in a seminar along with the Rich Dad and the Rich Dad Poor Dad guy, Gary something that I can never pronounce, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, great book. But he said, look, we are now a digital world with physical enhancements. And we happen to be set up as a company because of Gary Keller 2.5 years ago saying, we're going to go hire 300 technologists and create the most efficient marketing and networking platform where you can run everything from command. You want to run a Facebook ad? It's $1 a lead. Boop. There you go. You don't have to go to Facebook. We do it right here because we have Facebook in our building in Austin working with us. So I don't even know if you've scratched the surface of all that yet.
Barely. I was talking with Taylor yesterday about it. Yes. I'm super excited about those ads.
Yeah. So Taylor's available for one-on-one coaching. But if you're interested in selling real estate, more importantly, and you want to list your house with somebody that's sincere and integrity-based, literally call any one of our guys and gals. But 509-393-0834 is Naomi Harrison. Your family, wow, you're busy.
Very.
You're going to be motivated to sell some houses. I know it. That's exciting. That's super exciting. And if you ever want to know what it's like to get married in a CrossFit gym, that's who you call, right? Yes. So what other, is there anything else that you want to talk about today that is like you're curious about? Me, you're curious about the company, you're curious about what's next in the land of COVID, whatever?
Sure. What's next in the land of COVID?
Yeah, I think what's next in the land of COVID is stay safe out there. And also we're being invaded by buyers. So I would coach my clients to not argue about small amounts of money. Not that $5,000 is not important. It is extremely important. But here's what I see happening. 100 million people are moving out of the city to the country.
They are. And
we have a finite amount of real estate. We have supply constraints like topography, infrastructure, zoning, governmental regulations that don't make it easy to duplicate houses quickly. So what could happen if you don't buy now when rates are at all-time lows is the rates are probably going to go up because it's hard to go much lower when you're at all-time low, historical low. Right. And we're appreciating rapidly as people can move over the hill with a lot of money and work from anywhere. So if you're a buyer, I know it might be a stretch, but trust me, if your banker said you're not qualified, give Naomi a call because she knows people now because we're connected with each other and we have resources to get creative to get you into a house.
Yes, we do.
All right, before we get out of here, 509-393-0834. Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate you coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to go into the next segment. You're welcome to stick around. Back in just a few minutes. Hey, this is Russ McClellan. I want to say thank you for the last 2.5 years. We started our real estate company, Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington, in the spring of 2018. we've grown to be the largest real estate company in North Central Washington, and there's a reason for that. We attract people that want to keep the vast majority of the money they earn because they deserve it. We attract people that know that Keller Williams is the most advanced education and training real estate company and the largest real estate franchise system on the planet. We're in approximately 55 countries with approximately 170,000 agents, with the most advanced technology in a world that is driven by the digital age that there is in real estate. We also, if that's not enough, profit share at 49%, above a predictable expense line monthly. If you're interested in learning more about Keller Williams Realty NCW, give us a call today at 509-888-0038 and let's talk real estate. Have a great day.
Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner of Keller Williams. I want to thank you for supporting my radio show as we enter our third year of broadcasting. We are going to continue to provide an emphasis this year on real estate education by inviting our affiliate partners to share their knowledge and expertise, as well as discuss current real estate trends and topics with all of us. I'm also excited to introduce our Keller Williams brokers individually so you can get to know them as I do. Sincerely, thank you for supporting Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Call us anytime at 509-888-0038 or stop by our office at 1111 North Mission Street. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. Hey, thanks for tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning. I wanted to share the fact that we've been in business now about a year and a half. We have over 50 real estate agents, and there's a reason for that. Mainly, it's relationship and culture. You know, sometimes people definitely look at the money and the commissions and the splits, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships, trust, that familial connection that you have at Keller Williams. That's what we strive to do, and that's how we look at our clients. We now have offices in Brewster, Chelan, and Wenatchee. We have agents in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and Cashmere and Leavenworth, Chelan, Brewster. Really having a good time. So if you're interested in learning about why is Keller Williams Realty growing as fast as we've grown and have as many agents that are focused on their clients as we do, give us a call at 509-888-0038. Or just stop by and see us at 1111 North Mission Street, right here in Wenatchee.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. And here's Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Home Sweet Home Radio. And just so you guys know, we're on everything now. We're on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are now... This is, by the way, our 70th show. Not sure how that happened, but I'm glad it did. And I have my man, Michael Maher with Prime Lending on the call. How you doing, Michael?
Good. Happy to be here. Another awesome show.
Yeah, 70th show, pal. Here we are.
I know. It's crazy to think how far it's come.
It's funny because we'll probably do it 2 years from now when we listen to this show, but I went back because we're putting all our old shows on all those social media platforms and web platforms, and I listened to the first show that I did. It's embarrassing. And I thought it was good when I did it, so I guess ignorance is bliss sometimes, right? What you don't know won't hurt
right.
you. And that's kind of how we do life, right? We fail forward. We just, run the race and, like they say, ride the horse till it bucks you off or don't ride at all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey, we got some stuff going on in the credit land of COVID. What's Freddie and Fannie and Sally Mae, and what are they all doing to you these days?
Yeah, so we had something recently sprung on us, and it was kind of interesting how it all played out. But basically, Fannie and Freddie are the investors that will back typical conventional loans for the most part. That's kind of the short and sweet of it, and keeping it simple. Basically, what they did is decided on any refinances moving forward that they were going to now charge a 0.5% of the loan amount fee, whether that be a rate term refinance, which is just adjusting the rate, the interest rate that your loan is at, and the term, which is 30, 25, 20-year terms, or a cash out refinance where you're actually pulling equity out from the value of your home and then as cash basically, and you can use that for paying off debt or remodeling and such. So they sprung this 0.5% fee, and it's typically going to be priced into the loan. So every rate, I'm sure some people have heard of paying points to buy down particular interest rates and so on. it's typically going to be put into the pricing of it. So it's just going to make those rates a little bit more. So this was a huge update, and a lot of people got very angry because no one was given any time to adjust. They basically said, this isn't from here on out. If any loans are locked moving forward, it was like sent out on a Friday, and Monday it was changed, basically.
Wow.
Well, they got a ton of backlash, and they ended up pushing it, I believe, until sometime in December. So depending on when loans are locked and the refinances are going through a big boom right now, that fee is coming. So if you're looking at refinancing, now is the time to do it, because that fee is currently most of the time going to be placed on hold. Again, because refinances are taking a lot longer, they have to be locked in for a certain amount of time. So if it overlaps with the day that is supposed to take an effect, it can change from lender to lender. But it's good to note that if you're thinking about doing it, look right now and see if you can get it closed before then, and then get that part dialed in so that you're not subject to that fee. Because that could be, depending on the loan amount, a make or break deal on if you're only planning on staying in the home for, say, 5 years or so, and that fee's tacked on, then that could make it maybe where it's not even worth, even if it's dropping an interest rate, it could make it no longer worth it. So it's just good to have the discussion, know that it's coming. If now's not the right time and you do push it, still have the discussion. Rates are still going to remain low. But just know that things are constantly changing on a dime. I mean, when this whole COVID thing started, rates they shot down. They were in the low threes, and then over the course of a week, when everything was kind of just doing weird stuff, rates went up to in the fives, and then they shot back down to the threes, and now in some cases they're in the twos, and on some 15-year products I've seen even in the ones. So just know that rates have kind of steadied. They're not really moving too much, but the rules can constantly change, and this shows us they can change on the drop of a hat with very little notice, and all of a sudden, you could go from being approved maybe to not being approved, to that particular loan being more expensive, and so on. So it's just about kind of remaining flexible, and just note we're in uncharted territories, and it's just, working with a good team that can stay caught up on everything and know exactly how it's going to affect you, the consumer, on getting your loan. Is extremely important, especially in today's world.
Yeah, and it's an election year, so just about time to get anything figured out. We'll see what happens next, but that always tends to change the makeup depending on what happens, right?
Definitely.
And we're chasing things all the time. I mean, I saw the stock market's hit an all-time high again.
Yep.
All I know is this: when you're at historical lows, the odds are probably better it's going up than going down. And, to me, when you're looking at an appreciation rate that's pretty high right now based on just simply supply and demand, if nothing else, with all of the buyers coming from somewhere else into an area that we live in, which is very desirable, and you can't really blame them. So I'm telling people to shoot the gap if they're in the mood. Now's probably as good a time as ever to buy and get in the game, and especially over, I say it all the time, but I hate to see these people, these buyers that maybe don't buy over $5 or $10,000 and somebody else gets the deal, because we are seeing multiple offers on a lot of our listings. And they just, whether it's the principle of the situation more than the financial or whatever, because they got to get a good deal. Well, a good deal might mean full price. It really might, depending on how it was priced, right? If it was priced correctly, that's where we're seeing multiple offers coming in one day. And
right.
I just tell people that these, think about the cost of money, because the cost of your money, the interest rate, is a huge part of the overall analyzation of the deal. It's not just about the price of the house. It's about the cost of the money. So if you jump a point, you were talking about rates in the low 2s to 5, right? If you jump to 5 and now you have to pay even more, you get that double jeopardy where you're paying more for the house because it appreciated. I just hate to see those people a year from now that could have got in and they chose not to, just because they thought maybe they didn't want to pay full price. Well, it's all about how it was listed, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I feel like everybody, as a new buyer, or maybe even, seasoned buyers as well, if they're buying another home or a second home or just upsizing, everyone always typically feels like, oh, this is the height of the market. Maybe, if I wait, maybe I can get a deal. I did the same thing when I purchased my house, and I look back on it now, and that was a couple years ago, and I can't believe the amount it's gone up. And I think I attribute that to this area, this whole Chelan and Douglas County with COVID. I think people, and we've talked about this before, Russ, people are exiting the West Side because they realize that they can work from anywhere, and why not work where you play? That's the common saying, right? So It's just incredible. And like you said, $5,000 to $10,000, losing a house over that kind of money, that's $25 to $50 a month extra in a payment. And from some of the stats that I've seen with the amount of appreciation that's happened thus far, and we're not even all the way through 2020, I mean, people are gaining equity 6 months later after they bought the house. And it's an incredible time in this area to be looking at buying a house.
Yeah, and it really is. You might, let's say if the home was $400,000 and you could have bought it for $400,000, but you only wanted to pay $390,000. And then let's say that you wait 6 months or a year and you do get it for $390,000. The problem with that is that's not as impactful as the rate that might go from 2.2 to 5. Well, because what would that do to your payment? You may think you're saving money on the $10,000, but if it costs you double on the rate, then it's actually going to be costing you more money, even though you got it for less. So you do have to weigh the complete equation. And if you can get rates the way we can get them right now for people, think long and hard. If you're that close, shoot the gap, get in the arena. And then to your point, a very good point, I mean, we used to, I've been in this business a long time. We've always appreciated over the long term. And, 6 to 8% a year was pretty good. I'm actually thinking there's a percentage, it's hard to tell, but it's a monthly percentage now of appreciation. Which is kind of wild, when you're appreciating by the month, get in the game. Because it's gonna get dicey out there. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody really does, but I can tell you this: that I've been selling Sunshine and Lake Chelan for a long time, and it seems to me like I used to joke around with my team for years, and I'd say, if you guys sold as good as Sunshine and the traffic in Seattle, we'd all be rich. Right? Because it's more of a push exiting that metropolitan area on the west side than it is even a pull. But now people can make the money that they used to make, and they were forced to live in the downtown core of Seattle or Bellevue. Now they can live anywhere they want. And exactly like you said, we're seeing it every single day, more and more and more people coming over the mountains. Not that it's all good, because that's going to create some economic problems. It's really going to be a difficult thing for a lot of people, especially in the land of COVID. So my advice is to just call you. You can get a hold of Michael at 425-760-8824. I'll do it again. That's 425-760-8824. Michael's with Prime Lending, lives in Entiat, good guy. He'll get confidential counseling from him, find out if you're pre-approved or what you need to do to get pre-approved. Thanks for calling in, Mike. Hey, guys,
thanks, Russ.
You bet. Hey, throw the phone in the drawer. Take a deep breath. I mean, everything's polarized right now. The world's going to keep spinning on its axis. Just calm down a little bit. Go outside, play with the animals, enjoy yourself, have some fun with your friends and family. Because you know what? We get one chance on this merry-go-round. Let's make the best of it in the worst of times. Tough people last, tough times don't. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great Saturday.
The preceding program is sponsored in part by Keller Williams Prime Lending and Frontline Real Estate.